This is the plaintiff, Randy. She says her roommate, the defendant, stiffed her on rent, smoked in his room, and for some ungodforsaken reason, peed on the rug in his room. To make matters worse, he told her he had a schoolboy crush on her and wanted to start a relationship. Yuck! Bottom line, she's now stuck with $2,514.58 worth of repairs and unpaid rent, and is suing for exactly that today. This is the defendant, Daniel. He says he and the plaintiff did not see eye to eye, to say the least, because he would constantly come home and walk in on her having sex with her boyfriend on the couch in the living room. He ended up moving out, and now she's blaming him for damages to the apartment, which he never did. As far as the stained rug goes, the plaintiff should be going after her nieces, nephews, and their pets instead of trying to come after him in court. He's accused of not holding it in.
Okay. All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant not only smoked in a room, but peed on the rug and then skipped out without paying rent. The defendant says she was always having sex in the living room. It's the case of you're in big trouble now.
Thank you, Douglas. Randy, you've asked to be referred to only by your first name. You're suing your former tenant for $2,514.58 that you say he owes you in damages and rent. Tell me what happened.
He moved in about February.
How did you meet him? Or
I put an ad on Facebook, and the church that he was going to go work for asked if this was they could come look at it, and they vouched for him. So I said, sure, we'll sign a lease.
Did you know that church or no?
I've heard of it, yeah. I know people who go there, but I'm not affiliated with it.
And what is your affiliation with the church?
I'm no longer there, ma'am.
But what was your affiliation?
I was a pastor on staff.
Okay, and why aren't you any longer there?
Theological differences.
Okay.
So around October, he admitted he had feelings for me, and things started to get kind of awkward. I let him know.
How did he admit that he had feelings for you?
He, on Facebook, messaged me, letting me know he had a crush on me and stuff, and I lived with my boyfriend as well, and I told him, you know, that's not possible.
The boyfriend was a third roommate there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I told him, you know, I appreciate the kind gesture, but I love my boyfriend, and that's not going to happen.
Okay.
After that, things started going kind of weird and awkward, and he was supposed to pay rent in November on the 10th, and it never showed.
His rent went from what day to what day? 10th to 10th?
10th to 10th.
Okay.
And his lease was
What
going
was rent?
It was $800.
And what happened?
I kept asking him where the rent was. It hadn't shown. Approximately around, I had the conversation.
You guys are living in the same place, right?
Yeah, and I asked him, and he usually puts it right by the stove with the underneath our little knife set,
Okay.
and hadn't seen it for a while. He comes up with the excuse that he left a cash order check on the counter. I said, there's nothing there. I've been looking. Nothing's been on the counter. I haven't seen it.
Now, supposedly you left a money order?
Yes, ma'am.
Made out to whom?
That's Randy.
Okay, so did she cash it?
I have a receipt I don't have with me, unfortunately, but yes, that's all that was cashed. Yeah.
No. I need proof that she
I can't
Listen.
produce that.
I
Yes,
need
ma'am.
proof that she cashed it. For
Okay.
you to have as a defense, I paid November rent.
Okay, I can't produce that.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for you. Go ahead.
So I kept asking him what was going on, where is it? He kept coming up with excuses and then accused me of cashing the check. And I said I never got it. He just kept giving me a runaround.
And then don't tell me he left.
No, he wanted to invoke his squatting rights into my house.
What?
He wanted to squat.
What words did he use?
His lawyer, his exact wording.
Is this by text?
Yes. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, I would. Who the heck advised you that you have squatter rights?
In California, it's a law. My cousin's the lawyer who advised me to do so.
To do what?
It's a thing called squatter rights, whereas you can't be thrown out for at least 2 months, and then you have time to produce everything you need. After that 2 months,
Wait,
you
slow
can
down.
leave.
You have time to what?
You have time to produce anything to get everything you need to defend yourself.
Why
legally.
would you need 2 months to prove that you paid something?
That's
All
just-
you
that's
had,
just
you're
the
being
law.
sued and you still can't prove you paid something.
You're right, I
You
can't
know what that
produce it.
tells me? You didn't pay something. That's what it tells me. Oh, I have a receipt, I just didn't bring it to court. Let's think that one through, shall we, Pastor? Okay, let's think that one through. You're being sued for not payment of rent and many other things. And you actually don't bother to go to the bank and get proof that it was, or wait, you have proof, but you left it at home. So you not only show up to court without it, You show up to the people's court with your hands in your pocket, and you expect anybody with connected brain cells to conclude anything other than that you're lying?
Okay, so this guy says, oh, well, I didn't bring the receipt, and that's the whole evidence in the case. Do you believe this?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, does it help if you know he's a pastor?
No. That does not help at all.
Well, pastors don't lie, right? Pastors don't lie.
It's not what you believe, it's what you can prove in a court of law.
God,
Unless he's a rabbi. It's different.
You look like Henry Kissinger. I can't stand it. I had to say it.
Well, thank you very much. That's a compliment.
There you go, going inside the courtroom.
Wow, this is nuts. Just back and forth that he paid it. Mm-hmm. I paid it to somebody. Somebody cashed it, so I'm out, so I'm not paying you again. And then he just says, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so no rent in November, no notice that he's leaving. He leaves.
Correct. I went in the room and come to shock to find out the damages done to the room.
And tell me what the damages are.
Well, first, the smell was horrid. I have a witness statement as well. Urine smells to galore, like it's been months of
Hadn't you noticed that?
You know, I have a puppy, so as I walked down the hall, I thought maybe the puppy urinated in the hallway, so I clean it up and it would go away for a little bit, and kind of just was like, all right, well, maybe he's still having some accidents at night, and I'm just not seeing it. And then,
Okay, so why do you all of a sudden think that he's urinating on the carpet, which is what your theory is now, rather than the puppy?
In the corner of the room, there was a towel laying down, and I went to go pick it up, and it's soaking wet. And I go smell that corner, and it is pure urine. So I rip up the corner, and you can see all the pee damage and all the urine damage in that corner as I start tearing up the carpet.
Did he have a pet?
No, he did not.
Well, what do you think was going on? You seriously think he was urinating on the carpet?
There's no other explanation for why urine
Was there a
would be in-
bathroom?
Yeah, it was 5 steps away from his room.
Was everybody sharing the bathroom?
We shared the shower portion,
Right.
but not the bathroom itself. We had our own bathroom.
Right.
Okay. Were you urinating on the carpet?
Absolutely not. That's ludicrous. Again, she said the bathrooms are right across from my door. I would take 3 steps and I'm in the bathroom.
So why would he do that? You mean out of spite?
And that's the only thing we can come up with. I have no idea where it would come from.
Do you have pictures?
I do. And then as I furnished the room for him because he said he didn't have anything.
Right.
There's damages to the curtains, the bed mattress, trash
Yeah,
as I moved the bed.
Hold on.
Sorry.
What are these pictures supposed to depict? What is this a picture of?
That is the corner. That is where the urine is from.
And then what is this?
That's when I moved the bed to the side. That was everything that was behind the bed from after he left.
And what is it?
Just trash,
What
food,
is it, though?
paper, plates, cups.
The heck? Why
Couple
are you
months.
dumping all that? That's worse than my daughter's. What are
No,
you
I'm
doing?
not. Of course not. Of course not.
So you think she's staging it?
I suppose so. I don't know what else it could be.
So, but how did the curtains become like that? And how did the rug get soaked with urine? How did those things
Now,
happen?
those things I can't attest to. The curtain, I can say I might have spilled coffee on there one morning. Like that, I can say. Now, when it comes to urine and such, that's far beyond me. When I
Okay.
left, that wasn't the case.
Do you have an affidavit from your boyfriend?
No, I have it from.
Let me
I
see
did someone
the
outside the
affidavit.
warrant. It's from his mom who came and witnessed
When did you
it.
make a decision that you were going to leave? What was it that caused you to decide that?
It was the frustration. Like I can't produce this as evidence, but I made the payment when she said, no, you're not having, you don't have it, you don't have it. Finally, I said, look, I'm better off just leaving and finding a cheaper place to be.
Why? Why aren't you better off just taking 10 minutes, going to the bank, and proving she cashed it?
It was just the frustration. I was over it.
Why
Like,
the
it just-
frustration?
because
Don't
it
you
had been
want to
something
know
that
who
happened
stole
over
your
and
money
over.
if you really had a $500 money order there?
Well, truly, at that point, like it was just a loss. I counted it as a loss. I could find a cheaper place to be. I have friends
Yeah,
in the
but wait
area.
a second. Why don't you go to the bank, figure out who did deposit it in their own account, and hold them accountable so that she is not out $500, Pastor?
Because my
That's what you
understanding-
should do, because it should matter to you that she is out. I counted it as a loss. Loss for who? The loss is for her. If she's out, how is that humane and kind and everything else?
Because to my understanding, she received the money, and so
Why?
I believe because
Wait, who gave you that understanding?
again, I can't produce that evidence
No,
for
just
you.
tell me who
I
gave you that.
had my record, my document showing that it was cashed.
That what? That it was cash, or that it was cashed into her account?
That it was cashed. And
By
so-
whom?
By whom? I can't produce that for you. I
Wait a
can't
minute.
give you
Wait
that
a
answer.
minute. When you went to the bank, did they
Yes.
tell you by whom?
No, I just said, has this been cashed? They said,
Why
yes.
wouldn't you want to know by whom?
Because
what if
my-
her boyfriend stole it and he's a thief?
Then that's on her
What
and
if
her boyfriend.
if? But how is it you don't want to trace by whom? You see?
I follow
Because
the
if
logic.
you really had a money order, and if it really got cash, you'd want to know by whom.
My concern was simply to make sure
Now
it
I'm
was
starting to think
paid.
you might have been peeing all over the room. I don't know.
Ma'am, that's ludicrous.
Sounds ludicrous, but so does your explanation about the money order.
Okay.
I'm going to rule in your favor, but not in the amount that you're asking for. I find that the lack of paying rent was very proven.
Okay.
I'm also going to order him to pay the curtains, and I'm going to order him to pay a cleanup fee for a total of $920. Verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
All right, so the pastor, the defendant's out here after this verdict. What's your reaction to it?
It's over and it's done. Unfortunately, I came ill prepared, and so
Why'd you do that?
I just lack planning, I suppose.
What do you think happened in the
Yeah.
closet there? How did that?
No,
what
that's
what happened
all,
there?
That's all. I have no
What
idea.
did happen?
I can't tell you. I have no idea.
You have no idea about
I have
anything.
No idea. I suppose the animals came in and did what they did.
Anything else?
No.
Right, sir. This way.
All right, so step on in here. What's your feeling about what you got out of this decision?
I mean, I'm happy that, I did get something out of it. It was more of the respect factor and getting the point across. You shouldn't destroy someone's home like that.
Do you think he was interested in you?
I mean, I have proof he did write it, but I'm okay.
Yeah. Do you think he did?
I mean, he
Was
said it.
interest-
He did say he was. He did have. He did write it in an
You
email
think
to
that
me.
had something to do with this whole problem?
Probably.
blowing
That's what
up?
I'm figuring.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, so this guy is saying that there's such a thing as squatters' rights in California. I can tell you for a fact there are not squatters' rights in California, and in most states it just doesn't exist the way he says.